All right, welcome back to the Tool World Podcast. I'm your host, David Jew. I'm here with Master Jew.
And Mr. Jew.
Woo-hoo!
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good.
It's going good?
All right, this week, I don't know if there's like a specific topic on this, but
Yeah, but
just
let's keep it down, will you?
What do you mean?
Don't make it too long.
Well, they might not get the long version. It's just that somebody has to edit it, that's all.
It's fine. Right.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
I was just looking at like patterns. And
patterns again.
It's
patterns,
always, this is the Tool Podcast.
That's true, yeah.
So to speak about, we do talk about other things.
Other things,
yeah.
Yes.
And it's just interesting on the way that patterns are laid out, especially like when you talk about like high-ranking patterns.
Okay.
Maybe like 중장. Halfway through the pattern or towards the end, you do like a slow motion walking stance with the hand on the hip, right? And then I think you see that quite a bit with other kind of patterns too. Like in Oji, you come across and you come into the close ready stance B.
It's like you restart.
Yeah, you come back to it like a heaven hand right in the middle of the pattern. And then it completely changes. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like two patterns almost put into one.
Yeah, no, that's kind of interesting. I mean, General Che was a military guy. Mm-hmm. And you think about like strategic, if I was on a battlefield, how do I handle certain situations? And maybe he was thinking that as well, that you're doing, you're doing certain movements and then you kind of reset, you reevaluate. What are we doing now? Mm-hmm. Where am I in my combat?
Yeah.
And then moving forward. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
We can't ask him.
No, we can't.
Would you accept an AI answer?
No. But I do like the idea of it being like kind of a point to reset in the pattern. And then you go, okay, well, now I'm going to try to...
And you do different types of sequence.
Right.
Right? And that's true with a lot of patterns. I always learn patterns that way, where I break it up into small pieces because they seem to be similar. Mm-hmm. Right?
Right.
And then if I learn that, then I only have to learn the next whatever sequence it is.
Right, right. Well, that's also interesting too that you say that, because some of those patterns actually don't have any symmetry to them, like Oji. Right. So if I try to memorize Oji in one go, okay, it could be a lot. It could be a lot for somebody to learn that, right? But okay, I'll go all the way up until here, where I reset myself. Now in my brain, it has developed a understanding of the whole sequence.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like that mental break, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of referring to, like in combat. Sometimes you have to regroup, reevaluate the situation, right? And yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, like the lower ranking pattern is generally you do right side and left side kind of a thing. Because our brains, it is interesting though, because you get new students and they can do the right side of their right hand, but they can't do that left side. It takes a while and you have to kind of really practice that and makes that, like you have to think a little bit more or something, I'm not sure. And then maybe that's what you need to do as the lower ranks, is trying to develop that thinking logic.
Right, okay. So would you say it's better to have a more symmetrical pattern, or one that is just doesn't have as much symmetry? Like I would say, okay, Oji definitely has none. Zhengzhang is actually pretty in the middle. I mean, there's some that you do repeat both sides, but it's kind of a little bit. Gaebek is also kind of the same. I mean, there's not much symmetry to it. Right. So what would you think is better? This is a personal point.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong.
I think there's no right or wrong any way.
Yeah.
Someone might argue it, but yeah, I don't know what's right or wrong. We definitely need to develop right and left side, the symmetry, right? I think you want to be good with your right and good on your left. But then on the other hand, I don't necessarily approach like self-defense in that way, because you got to be really, really good at something, especially like intercepting a weapon or something. And to be able to be really good with the right side and also good on the left side is not easy. I mean, it just takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so if you can be really good in certain situation and you position yourself so that you can do that, then okay, right? And I know that's a different topic than what we're talking about here.
Oh, it's like same, right?
But so it is the same, right?
Do I put a lot of effort into doing, what's a weird technique? Well, let's say you have a very unorthodox technique. Do I put a lot of effort in working on that right side as I do with the left? You might not, because...
Yeah, because it's...
When would that technique come up?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But punching, yes.
Yeah.
There's
definitely some basic stuff that you just got to be
really
a lot
good
of
at,
fundamental stuff, some very fundamental stuff for sure. You need to be able to do that. So do you think that the patterns are designed that way, or is it just that it gets too long so we don't do the other side?
Oh.
I mean, you could.
But I also think that if you don't have symmetry, it works a different part of your brain. You have to make certain connections in your brain.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, right? It's challenging.
Yeah.
Patterns are great for older people. Makes
them think. I wonder if that's also a reason why the ITF patterns are quite liked, is that there is quite the diversity of it. I mean, I can't say too much about like WT, but a lot of people are not a big fan if you ask like the WT schools. It's like too simple.
Too simple, yeah. Well, they pared it down.
Yeah.
For various reasons, you know.
Well, yeah, but it might be too simple. But then a lot of times when you watch it, and again, I don't know too much, but it looks very reflective. Okay, I do this sequence on this side, I do it on the other side too, and I move forward. I do it on this side, right? And at some point, I wonder if that's also not challenging enough to some of the kids. I mean, okay, maybe not the kids, just challenging enough for people.
Yeah.
Because there are some patterns that people really like.
And some people are like, this pattern's too hard for me.
Yeah.
They don't like it either.
Yeah.
You get a mixed bag of everything.
Right.
Sometimes. Right. But yeah, no, I would agree.
It
is challenges. I mean, I guess it depends on if you like patterns or you don't like patterns.
Yeah.
Hopefully these guys like patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what, like you said, that's kind of what we talk about.
Right.
That's why it's called the Tool Podcast.
Yeah, Tool World.
Tool World.
Yeah.
The world of patterns.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. As always, don't forget to be safe.
Keep training.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Take one.